Hemos, which owns Facebook. A lot of people would argue that social media network has become less popular and that founder Mark Zuckerberg has got some crazy ideas. So, Terry, why do you still own this stock?
Yeah, let me cover off one point just before I tell you why I'm sticking with it. People say it's becoming less popular. I bet the people who are telling you less popular are probably located in London and the home counties. I mean, how do they think the popularity is going in Indonesia at the moment? What's their view on that, I wonder? I mean, we all kind of sort of work from our own anecdotal experience in life. It's inevitable. But the fact of the matter is, just to cover that point off, this has got 1.8 billion daily users. And at least as we speak, we've had no evidence that the number of daily users is falling. I mean, outside of China, this is the go-to social network and communications platform. It also has 12, and this is a rather more important point, so that 1.8 billion daily users give it access to 12 million businesses that advertise on it. Of course, that's where the revenue is made. Look, if we look at this business, we've got a business that's got a very strong position in digital online advertising. Basically, that user base gives it a very strong position in that. There are question marks about that. The question marks are others are entering the space, obviously. So we've now got quite significant online advertising business at things like Amazon, Apple, Adobe, etc., coming into play there. So it's not in a duopoly anymore with Google stroke Alphabet. We're going to discover, or we are discovering already, that digital advertising is just like advertising. It's cyclical. So there's going to be a cycle out there. It's also got various regulatory problems. The regulatory problems in terms of breaking up the business, which we see quite a lot of, don't bother me too much at all, because the history of breakups of businesses by the competition authorities in America are that they just create value. And that if you look back through history, the component parts, which, by the way, would be freed of the domination of Mr. Zuckerberg, which you refer to, might be considerably more valuable than the current combination is. The attempt to regulate advertising worries me quite a bit. That's true. Then we've got the spending on the so-called metaverse. Without that spending on the metaverse, I would be pretty relaxed, considering everything that's in here about this business, because we probably would own this digital advertising business on a single figure PE, right? That's pretty darn cheap. But we have got this big spending on the metaverse. And of course, we don't really know exactly what it is. And we certainly don't know whether or not Meta will be one of the winners in it. But I think it's probably slightly more predictable than most people think. Because we think about it and we think, oh, well, what is it and how does it work and so on. And we kind of take our lead in thinking about that, not from us sitting there thinking anecdotally, like some of the people maybe you talk to, you think anecdotally about whether Facebook is popular, which I think, well, are other people interested in this? And what do they say about it? So we talk to people like Microsoft and like Apple about the whole situation. We talk to people like L'Oreal, who are big users of digital fulfillment and advertising. So metaverse. I mean, out of talking to them, I'm pretty well convinced that something real is going to emerge here. It's just difficult for us to envisage exactly what it is because it doesn't currently exist. But you only have to go back not 10 years, and you have people who are pretty knowledgeable poo-pooing the concept of the cloud. Larry Ellison was dismissive about the cloud. If you go back not a decade, basically. Oops. As a result, Oracle is now number 4 in a 2-horse race or something like that. It's like, and with the metaverse, I don't know exactly what we're describing until I see it, but I do think that it's going to emerge, and that a number of people like the L'Oreals of this world and the Hermes and the LVMHs will have their marketing through it, and probably you and I will be having a meeting in which we feel far more like we're in the same room in the future doing it. And so I don't think it's quite the shot in the dark that people think. So we've got the digital advertising business, admittedly with some problems around it, cyclicality, regulatory, etc., on probably a single figure PE. And this other thing, which I am troubled about, I'm not pretending I'm not, because I don't truly understand it. That's not really within our normal mantra. But I'm neither am I in the, well, I just think it's a complete waste of money. I think if I was looking for a single event to get us from the point of, well, it's all a bit of a mystery and they're spending a lot of money on it, we don't know how it works, to, oh, that's interesting, isn't it? It will be the first person to sell some glasses that actually start to deploy what this is. And I suspect that's going to be Apple. And then I think we'll actually begin to understand. Now, of course, that still doesn't mean that Meta is going to be the winner or a winner in it. There are still levels of uncertainty in here, which frankly I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, in your